I've always wanted to take the microphone out of the stand.
Yeah.
So I have a story that's about the scariest possible thing. New York City real estate. So when I was done with my first year of college, I lived in the dorms. The dorms were terrible, but we went looking for an apartment, and it was absolutely traumatizing. We saw all these places, like places that were literally things that had been banned since the 1911 shirtwaist factory fires. Like, no joke. Like places I was like, wow, this is not legal. And then we saw this one place, and I said to the guy, I was like, well, this is fine. And the spaces were real low, and there was like a door in the corner that went somewhere. But, and I said to him, well, what are the landlords like? And he said, they're like Jewish Nazis. And I can say that because I'm a Jew. And I was like, oh, that sounds awful. So me and my roommate, this beautiful woman named Ruth, who weirdly looks exactly the same way that she's looked since she was like 18 years old now, now that we're like twice as old. But she and I went and we found this place. It was kind of in what I guess now is Williamsburg, but at the time was just no man's land. And we called this place, and this woman said, when we called, she said, okay, you come to Hoover Street. And I said, Cooper Street? And she said, no, Hooper Street. And I was like, Cooper Street? And she said, no, Hooper Street. And I was like, all right, I'll find it on the map. So we get there, and the last instruction she had given me was, when you get to the building, you stand outside the window, and you say, Lucy, Lucy. And I will come to the window, and I will drop down the key. And I was like, okay, I guess we'll do that thing. So we get there, and the building, I mean, the street is terrible. There's garbage everywhere, and it's no man's land. And I've been living in the East Village, and the East Village was beautiful because it's New York City and it's the East Village. So we get there, and it's like this no man's land, and it's this beautiful, weird, amazing building that looked like it was sort of built at the turn of the century. And I call her name, and sure enough, Lucy. Lucy. And down falls a key on the street. We open up the door. We go in this amazing area, this like lobby area with this big staircase and this giant like chandelier thing and these like mirrors all on the wall. It's amazing. And there's video cameras all in the fucking hallway everywhere. And it's super weird. And then we get to the door, and there's one outside of her door like she's a fucking drug dealer. But she's not. It's her and this other woman. They're like tiny old Polish ladies or very Eastern European of some ilk, and they live in this tiny apartment. They have cots. They have a whole room full of file cabinets and keys, and they look at the two of us, my roommate Ruth and myself, and she says to me, "Do you speak Spanish?" And I say, I don't think so. And she looks at Ruth, who is very Sicilian. She says, do you speak Spanish? And Ruth says, no. And out we go to see this apartment. And we see this apartment. We wander down the street. We go to this place. We go inside. At this point, I don't know what to expect because they're super weird. And then we get there, and it's like Shangri-fucking-La. Can I just tell you, every place that we had seen, seriously, like Anne Frank lived in a better apartment. Have you been to Anne Frank's house? It's fucking nice. Like the ceilings are weirdly high. They're like big, I don't know, it was weird. But, so we look at this apartment, and it's totally amazing. There's like real bedrooms, there's like this beautiful kitchen, it's white, there's like sunlight coming in, it's amazing. And there's like French doors on this like walk-in closet. Oh my God, so miraculous. Anyway, we look at it and we're like, this is the place. Oh my God, yes. No, we need to take it. Let's get this. Oh my God, we're gonna live like queens, like the queens that we are. But we get out on the street with this one woman who I don't think really speaks any English. And as we're walking down the street, this guy across the street goes, don't rent from her, she's a slumlord! And we're like, wow, that's disappointing. And so my first year in New York, on Halloween, I was on the train and I saw this guy. He's wearing this costume. He's dressed up like a peep show. And he's got like a curtain, right? And it says, peep show, 25 cents. And I'm like, I walk over to him and I'm like, hey, are you a peep show or a peep show sign? And he goes, 25 cents. And I dig through my purse and I find a quarter and I give it to him and he's full of porn. Like inside, underneath the sign. And it was an easy bet, like that's not a big deal. But as we're walking away from this apartment, we're like, I don't know. Is she a slumlord? Is she not a slumlord? And instead we ended up in a perfectly nice apartment in the East Village that we paid way too much money for, but we just didn't take that risk. Sometimes that's what you do. That's it. Thanks.